Even though we've been around the Seaway for just over 53 years now, celebrated the 53rd year in June, a lot of you may not have heard of the Seaway or been aware of the Seaway, at least in what we do. And it's a very interesting story, particularly from the point of view of innovation and technology. And I'm going to go into that, talk some specifics about what we do from an innovating standpoint, and if you'll bear with me a little bit, just talk about some of the characteristics of our organization, at least from my standpoint, after 17 years. St. Lawrence Seaway, if you remember nothing else about the Seaway from my talk here today, it's that we are a binational waterway. We are the U.S. component, along with our Canadian counterparts, a series of 15 locks. We at the Seaway Development Corporation are an operating mode within the U.S. Department of Transportation. We're a wholly owned government corporation. Very significantly, I said we're a civilian agency. And everywhere else in the United States, in the waterways, the locks and channel infrastructure is operated by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. And everywhere else in the United States, vessels are controlled and managed by the United States Coast Guard. Also significantly to remember about the Seaway is that it is an environmentally sensitive area. Equally important, the Seaway plays a very important economic gateway role into the Great Lakes, into the manufacturing heartland of the United States and Canada, as well as into the agricultural heartland of the United States and Canada. We're small, but we're nimble, and we have a very active role. Let's talk about technology a little bit. President Eisenhower, who more than any other American probably was the real mover to build the Seaway on the U.S. side. It was modeled, interestingly, I know I'm here to talk about innovation, but it was modeled on the Panama Canal. Again, it was nothing fancy. It was the technology of the time, and it was reliable. So let's talk about innovation and a tradition of innovation at the Seaway. And I think it starts with the idea initially that we have a basic infrastructure. I mean, what we have is not very complicated to begin with. And part of that is it works, we maintain it, we know it works, but we're always looking to enhance that, to build on that basic platform to move it to the next level. We have been blessed over the years with innovative engineers internally. We have a lot of challenges, geographic, international, our size. I mentioned the Corps of Engineers, I mentioned the U.S. Coast Guard. We're a smaller agency with a very significant role that operates in a world of much larger agencies and factors. Frankly, we have a long-standing relationship with Volpe. Dates back to the 1970s. And we are always looking for smart people who know more than we do. And happily, our predecessors reached out to Volpe early, and we've done that often over the years to find the technical expertise that we need. And then finally, small is beautiful. We're a government corporation. We have a lot of unique authorities, actually, to carry out our mission. This idea, which came from the Canadian fleet, this very brand spanking new technology of electronic charts, would you guys be willing to work with us and ultimately allow this to be tested and then to be ultimately implemented and allowed for use in the Seaway? And we embrace that, and the rest is history, as they say. It's a technology that is so ubiquitous today, it's hard to believe that over 20 years ago it was somewhat new and unique, but again, Seaway played a very interesting role in that. A radical improvement in vessel traffic management, transponders on board vessels, and the ability not only to transmit information ship to ship, ship to shore, very dynamic, real-time information, not just ship location, but all kinds of other types of important navigational information as far as speed and in heading, water currents, all kinds of atmospheric related information, all in real time, all in an interface, originally text and then ultimately in electronic chart form. Lo and behold, has really become AIS technology the global standard in traffic management systems around the world. Just this month, July 11th, we issued our final rules, our final regulations implementing what we call our draft information system, which is the newest technological innovation at the Seaway, which, again, built on the backbone of this system is the AIS system. And what is it? It's a software program that integrates a lot more informational nodes into the interface, into the data environment, that allows for much more precise vessel management of the vessel below the surface of the water. Let me switch to some infrastructure technology innovations. Again, this is not exactly high-tech, but it is an innovation for us, and that's switching out our mechanical components to hydraulic components. Very important for us in a cold weather environment that the hydraulic system will be much more reliable and ultimately safer and more cost efficient. At least that's the plan. Let me conclude with some of the specific innovations. Again, not straight technology, but two process innovations that we've instituted over the last 15 years, which have been critical. One is a quality management system, an internationally recognized quality management system called ISO, and then our joint Seaway inspection program. But it's been, as I said, in our case, small is beautiful. And to have the authorities we have, and to have the relatively flat hierarchy that we have, to take ideas from concept to implementation is really remarkable.